They're just scratching and clawing for anything at this point. Welcome back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. First topic, Trump did the annual presidential turkey pardoning, and of course, it was hilarious. Roll the clip.
The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I thought we should send them, I shouldn't say this. I was going to call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those two people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling. You remember last year, after a thorough and very rigorous investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the White House Counsel's Office, and the Department of Everything. We have a Department of Everything. You know what that is? I think that's called the White House. Into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid, as are the pardons of about every other person that was pardoned other than, where's Hunter? Anyway, are you ready? Gobble? I just want to tell you this, very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Beautiful. That's nice. Who would want to harm this beautiful bird? That's good. That's good. Thank you very much. Fantastic job. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
The guy is definitely the funniest president we've ever had, and I love the fact that he throws jabs at his political opponents and his adversaries, the people who tried to bankrupt him and throw him in prison for the rest of his life, because yeah, they deserve it. You know, if you're going to do that to a man for the past 10, 11 years, just completely throw him through the ringer. And I love when he calls out the fake news, because they've been doing the same thing. They've been throwing him through the ringer the past 10, 11 years too. So I have no problem with everybody. It's not presidential. So I do not care. The guy is getting his revenge because he had the greatest comeback of all time. 2024, the election win, just what a win, what a comeback, and now he's reaping the benefits. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Zohran Mamdani has a message for trans kids. Roll the clip.
Zohran, congratulations on starting your transition.
Thank you very much.
What would you like to say to trans kids out there who might be starting their transition?
Well, while these may be different transitions, we're going to make this a city that doesn't just protect trans kids, but also celebrates and cherishes them.
And we are wishing everyone who wants to transition a smooth enough and exciting transition to be just like Zohran, I guess. I don't know.
They want transgender for everybody transgender.
Jeez, he's still pushing this fake news narrative. Doesn't he realize that America is completely done with this crap? It's become a 98% to 2% issue in America of people who want absolutely nothing to do with this whole trans narrative. But yeah, he has to do it because he has to pander to his voter base, because these are the people who voted him in, and he still needs their money because he's constantly posting videos of him asking for people's money. So yeah, but don't worry, once New York City goes completely Muslim, which it will under Mamdani, it probably won't even be able to be trans anymore in New York City. So yeah, that's gonna happen, and the whole, New York City utopia will be completely gone, and it's basically going to Sharia law. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is claiming that politicians aren't the reason that people fled California. Roll the clip.
People are starting to feel, and have been feeling, that Los Angeles is just different. I've had conversations with people that left Los Angeles because of crime, left Los Angeles because they can't afford it. So what do we tell those that don't believe in politicians or believe in the mayor or the governor or a senator? Because we've heard this before.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I think that's another part of our American culture. Obviously, people in office are important, but there's no way in the world it should be viewed as the mayor, the governor, Congress is going to take care of everything. It's all of our responsibilities. So what I've always done, especially starting off as a community organizer, community activist, it's always been about community for me and getting people involved.
We're just living in a world these days where basically nobody takes accountability anymore. It's pretty sickening that that's where we're at in today's world, but yeah, the only reason people left California is because of the politicians. We're taxed to hell, we're regulated to hell, the policies are absolutely terrible, there's homeless everywhere, there's just nothing is going well in California, and it's all because of the politicians. You think people left because of inclement weather? Oh man, the sunny winters are just so terrible in California, that's why people are leaving. Yeah, no, they left because of people like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, and that is the only reason they left, and get that right, okay? Make sure you realize that. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Fired MSNBC host Joy Reid thinks JD Vance is going to leave his wife for a white woman. Roll the clip.
Vance has a problem in that the base of MAGA is fundamentally racist.
Yep.
And I know people don't like it when you say it, but it's the emergence from the Tea Party to MAGA.
Yeah.
Tea Party, when you finally did the actual data, PRRI and others, the thing that most motivated them was race and hatred of non-white immigrants. Mm-hmm. What most motivates MAGA? Hatred of non-white immigrants. Yeah. They're obsessed with non-white immigrants and undocumented people. They use the term illegals, which is just the N-word for brown people.
100%.
If you want to say the N-word and it's about brown people, you say illegals. I'm sorry I said it again. That is me saying the N-word about that is what it is, right? And that's what motivates them. So they can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Poor Usha. Or she's in on it, right? And she's
playing slap and tickle with Erica Kirk's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, she's like in her Tammy Faye era.
Okay. Holding on the back of his head and rubbing on his head.
Some weird shit.
Baby. Don't do that to Jason. I'm gonna start thinking something's going on. Why are you holding the back of his head? I'm like, you not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants?
Yeah.
That's not widow wear.
Could you imagine if...
Wouldn't it be the most perfect fairy tale, MAGA fairy tale?
Yeah.
If he finally sees the light that he needs a white queen instead of this brown Hindu? I mean, I'm not saying that's happening.
Right.
Or maybe that Usha's not even in on it. Maybe she's whatever. But that's one entrant. Another entrant is frankly Donald Trump Jr. If he can, keep it together, because he's got the name.
Yeah.
He's the son.
Yeah.
Maybe it's him, right?
Right.
And then there's other entrants. Bannon can't do it because he's sloppy and look a hot mess, and then everybody like a ugly man. You know what I mean? He's hideous. That's not gonna be him. So it's like, well, who could it be? Charlie Kirk was said to be one of the contestants to inherit the throne. Well, he's gone. Mm-hmm. And then the other person there are two other people who I think are potential inheritors that we don't talk about as much because neither of them are politicians. One of them is Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
totally. Who has been positioning himself for a long time.
When he's not getting attacked by demons.
In his sleep.
That's fucking crazy now.
Come on now.
Let me ask.
He says it out loud. Sorry.
But honestly, if you were Beelzebub or a demon, who best to get into bed with?
I want to tell you something.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that if there were no Democrats, there would be absolutely no racism in America right now. The only racism I see is coming for people like Joy Reid and the Democrats in general. But yeah, they realize that they need to somehow take down JD Vance before 2028 because they know the guy is great at destroying libs, and he's definitely the heir apparent to Trump, and he can continue the MAGA movement for another 8 years post-Trump. So they realize they have to bring the guy down before 2028, and the only thing they really have is just fake claims like Joy Reid claiming he's going to leave his wife for a white woman. There's zero substance, and how anybody could believe these people just completely boggles my mind. But that's the state of the Democratic Party. They have absolutely nothing, and they're just scratching and clawing for anything at this point. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.